In case you missed it, new body cam footage has surfaced showing Lil Ted pleading with authorities, seemingly offering to cooperate against Durk and members of the F crew. The footage has shifted the dynamics of the case, prompting Durk's legal team to file for an extension on their bond proposal. The big question now: what exactly did Lil Ted tell the Fed? Lil Ted, known as FD's brother, with FD being Durk's primary enforcer, was arrested at a local convenience store after police discovered a firearm tucked into the pocket of his jeans.
Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Lil Ted was then transported to the police station. But before even stepping inside, with tears streaming down his face, he pleaded with officers, "I swear I'll tell y'all about the murders." Desperate to avoid jail time, he tried to make a deal on the spot, but it was already too late for him.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
While being placed into the holding cell, Lil Ted is seen crying uncontrollably, desperate to share what he knows about the murders. All he wants is to snitch his way out, anything to avoid staying behind bars. With D being Lil Ted's older brother, rumors quickly spread about someone snitching in the case. Court paperwork listed both D and Ted's last name, leading many to assume D was the one cooperating, but in reality it was Ted who had flipped. Meanwhile, speculation also surfaced about King Von's cousin, Vonnie, allegedly snitching. To cool down the rising tension, Bezu took to Instagram Live in an attempt to clear the air.
No, know what's going on, but the people that's in the courtrooms, man, for real. There'll be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the f is going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, first y'all into the jail bonus out there, now y'all come on money up there, man. Snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. Come on, kids, y'all really just be running. That's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But things really escalated when DJ Academics weighed in on the rumors about Vonnie snitching, adding fuel to the fire and making the situation even more chaotic.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OT and Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff. Because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
But here's the twist. All of this might actually work in Durk's favor as he pushes for a bond release. A viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Durk's lawyers just submitted the sneakiest bond proposal I've ever seen. We're about to see him released before GTA 6. The tweet was shared by none other than the well-known Mo, adding even more buzz to the situation.
Lil Durk case is where Drew Finling not giving up on the application for a bond. Now, they were denied last week by a magistrate judge. In federal court, you have a magistrate judge and a district judge. The district judge is on top of the magistrate judge. So if the magistrate judge denies you, you can ask the district judge to take a look at it. That's what his lawyers are doing here. I think this is a good decision because, quite frankly, in front of the magistrate judge who denied Lil Durk, Drew Finling could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat, and that magistrate judge would have remanded the rabbit. You have to consider the fact, and I hope the district judge will, that this case, as pled several months ago, has been significantly watered down in terms of how it's being pled against Durk, where you used to have an allegation that we, the government, are going to prove to you exactly who he paid the bounty to. Now the government's saying, oh, we're not going to be able to do that.
Mo pointed out that the tough judge, often called the villain judge, had previously shut Durk down immediately, citing the severity of his case as a murder for hire. But today brought a major development. Durk has been granted another shot at freedom. A judge approved a June 2nd court hearing to review his third bail offer, now raised to $2.7 million. Still, it's what went down at his last hearing that might actually tip the scales in his favor this time around.
Stayed on Lil Durk. He had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibe she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying this. I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you. You out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. Prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation.
What could actually lead to his release is the fact that prosecutors have started pulling back their evidence against him.
The allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
Durk believes the prosecution's case is falling apart, especially now that they can no longer use his lyrics as evidence. His lawyer has continued to call the charges a joke, pointing out that the feds were relying almost entirely on rap lyrics, which are now off the table.
Case is as follows. So there was an indictment. It did not name, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, the second indictment, that's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
With prosecutors removing Durk's lyrics as evidence, many thought the case might finally be shifting in his favor. But instead, things took a darker turn. According to reports, Lil Durk is now facing a new charge in his murder-for-hire case, after being hit with a second superseding indictment yesterday. Although the prosecution has taken out any reference to his song lyrics, this update came with a major blow. On May 1st, a California grand jury indicted Durk, real name Durk Banks, on a new charge, stalking resulting in death in connection to the August 2022 killing of Quando Rondo's cousin. This is in addition to existing charges, which include 1 count of using interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, 1 count of conspiracy, one count of discharging a machine gun, and unlawful possession of firearms resulting in death. Despite the serious charges, the prosecution has now removed all mentions of Durk referencing the murder in his lyrics. In response to all this, Durk's lawyer, Drew, made it clear they plan to take the case the distance. But with the new charges stacking up, even DJ Academics questioned whether they'd consider a plea deal, to which Drew firmly responded, "Absolutely not."
Removing the lyrics as evidence, the prosecutors did something terrible to Durk. The news wrote, Lil Durk is now facing a new charge in his murder-for-hire case after being hit with a second superseding indictment yesterday, while prosecutors have removed mention of song lyrics. As this is terrible because it led to reports of, on May 1st, California grand jury indicted Durk, born Durk Banks. The rapper now faces a new charge of stalking resulting in death in connection with the passing of Quando's cousin in August of 2022, which is in addition to being charged with one count of using interstate facilities to commit M-for-hire, one count of conspiracy, one count of discharging firearms, a machine firearm, and possession of firearms resulting in the passing. However, the prosecution removed all mention of Durk referencing the murder in song lyrics. Due to all of this, Drew would flat out say they want to go the distance, but with the new charges, this might be a terrible idea. As Academics asked if they'd entertain a plea deal, to which Drew says absolutely not.
But Drew also revealed they have a strategy up their sleeve. They plan to argue that Durk's music is protected expression under his First Amendment rights.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen this seems like it's a do or die. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it? Just entertain it? Because that's your job to listen to it and make present to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy case. It's an all or nothing case. He would not participate in a conspiracy. So there is no alternative. A life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to 12 people.
Things are looking promising for Durk, with lawyers online predicting he could be released soon, similar to what happened with Young Thug.